Hi, welcome to Don's Workshop. This is part 7 of my Lego Ferrari Daytona SP3 build. So last time, finished up the first part, getting the engine and all the gearbox and this rear suspension all put together. So now we're moving on to the front suspension. Let's get into that. Okay, looks like I got everything sorted, so let's get started. So this is box 1, bag 2. Now it's time to give your model the best handling and steering ability by constructing the suspension system. Okay, that's what we're putting together here. And we got to start, I guess, by putting some pieces on here. One goes right there, and we have a ball joint piece that's gonna go into here. Well, that's why there's 2, and there's only one of those things. Okay, and now I have the 2 L beams here, and I need a long blue pin that goes this way. We're gonna put the black pin up there and hook those together. Okay, we have that piece like that, and that is hooking into this red piece I just put in and over the gears here. Which one does it go on? Does it go that way? Okay. That gear is held in now. And now I need the black axle. Yeah, it's a 6, the black 6 axle, and then this gray gear and a collar. So that goes on there. Hard to tell which way. And that is supposed to hook into that yellow axle connector. Okay. Now we're cooking here. Got everything going there. Okay, now let's get on this next piece. Okay, we have the 3 beam and 2 long blue pins. And then we go with the red connector here. And this one of these with the long blue pin in between. And we're making a similar thing that we made before, and this time make sure it's going to the top. And another L beam that's holding those all together. Okay. Short brown axle going through this part through this way, and then a red gear is going to go on this side. Then we have this white axle connector and the kind of rotating piece here. It's a little shorter, I see. And then that goes on here. It kind of bounces there. Okay. Now we got to take a red gear, bring back the front here, and we're going to put that in there, and that's going to mesh there. So that's interesting. And then this gonna slide onto that. Mesh there, back there. Okay, so that is, I guess, the way that's gonna go. Okay, now everything is rotating on there, but this doesn't rotate right now, unless this locks, I guess. Oh, does that lock at all, or? Okay, I don't know. We'll see. It's on. Okay, now we have one of these beams with the 15 beam with the holes going through both sides. And we're going to put these long blue pins in here. Okay. And then we have a second one of those. The second one goes on this side. And we're putting long blue pins in those holes here and here. Another beam with holes in both sides, and that slides on all the way down there, along with two of these 90-degree axle and pin beams, and they go like that. I guess like so. Okay, we have a frame, little frame, orange, long orange axle connector pin, and we're gonna put, oh, we're gonna do this twice. Okay, got them twice. Got them twice. Okay. And then those go on those blue pins. They face inward. Okay. Now we have another axle connector and then this T-beam here with the pins. And what is that doing? Oh, that's going on top here. Okay, now bringing back the front here. And we are going to connect, though, oh, we're going to slide that over there and connect those two frames into the existing frames, and then I'm assuming we're going to slide that through there and that there. Yep. Okay, slide those two orange pins in. Slide this one back through that beam. There we go. And that's the way that is. Got nothing else. Okay. We have some black pins to put in for. And there are two go right there. And there. Hard to see that. And then they're going on the frame. One is going on the frame here, and one is going on the frame there. There we go. Okay, now we have the two long black axles. They need a collar in the middle, approximately. whatever the middle is on these axles. And those, well, I guess it doesn't matter. They're going to slide in to those orange axle pins right there. And I guess they should be 90 degrees and slide in like that. And try to turn that degrees and slide that in like that. Okay. We have a 7 beam and a 9 beam. Gray 9 beam. Okay, that sits on top of that spot because that's longer on this side. And the 7 beam sits on this side. There's holes there, and we are going to populate them with some long blue pins and connect that together. I need a black pin somewhere. Where does the black pin go? Oh, there's 3 long blue pins. Where does the other? Okay, one goes back here. And the black pin goes behind it. That's where that goes. Okay. Okay, now we have the red beam. We have another 7 beam, and it's going to connect back here on this side. And then the red beam goes in front of it. And then the long 15 gray beam is going over here to hook all this stuff together. Here we go. All of it's hooked together now. And 4 black pins to go in here and here. Oh, I don't want to go in. There we go. Now we got the blue rolling pins. They go on. They go where? Oh, we got to put black pins in them first. And they go on this side. Looks like they go right here and here. And then we have the black corner beam with the blue long blue pin. And that, you know, that's gonna hook up like that into that rolling pin. Okay, like so. Now what is this? Here we got a new contraption here. Take this gray gear. We take these gray pins that rotate, put them in those holes, and then I take 4 of these red 1 beams, put those over those pins, and now this 1 gray axle I have, that 5 axle, and I put that there, and it goes into that hole, this hole here, and it sits there, just sitting there. Okay, now this is gonna have to hold it in, I guess. We have the rubbery 2 beam here. And we're gonna put axle, it's an axle beam. Axle connection beam, and we'll put that in there, and long yellow beam, or long yellow axle in the bottom side. Okay. And then this yellow 1x3 90-degree connection with the ball joint. And we're going to take that, and that is going to sit this way. Yeah, the ball joint is towards there, and it goes in between. Oh, look at that, it's bouncing. Okay, that explains why they all need rollers. Okay, this is an interesting component. Okay, now I have one of these kind of fidgety things, and that goes on there. Goes on this axle that's on here. And now I have a 13, that's a 13 length black beam with a long blue pin in one end. It's like a black pin about in the middle. 1, 2, 3. Yep, in the middle. And then that is supposed to sit, okay, there on that axle, and then plug into these pins. Push those down, and then the blue pin goes into that rolling pin. Okay, now next, this I-beam and a few long blue pins. This goes here, that's correct. Long blue pins going the other way. Okay. Now I have a gray axle through that remaining. Oh, we're supposed to flip it around. Goes through that remaining hole with a wheel piece over it and a collar. Okay. I guess that's that for now. Now a 9 beam and the longer brown beam, or brown axle. 2 half beams with the short red axles, or the medium red axles. I guess there's long red axles and shorter red axles. Okay, and then that goes like this. Okay. Yeah, that's not what I wanted it to do. That's probably close enough. Okay. Oh, the brown axle fell out. Make sure it's in the right spot, and then a collar on that to hold it in. And then we have a long blue pin and a black pin on the bottom side there. Okay, now that's on the I-beam. Turn it this way, and that goes right up against there, like that. Okay. Now I take the 2 angled axle connectors and hook up some axles and the 90-degree connectors going. Oh, there's a collar. A collar and the 90-degree connector. Make sure it's pointing the right way. Small collar and a 90-degree connector, and okay, those 2 pieces. So now I sit this way, and the 90-degree connector piece sits on top of those red axles. Okay, on each side. Okay, and then, okay, it's rolling. It's rolling. See that? That's an interesting function there. And then we have the add two of these black half beams on the other side here. Hold that together. Ooh, look, we have a rubber band, and we have the two ball joints up top. Okay, and then a rubber band is going to connect those two. And I'm not sure what that's supposed to do, but that is interesting. Okay, now we have that and a I'm supposed to turn it around. Just supposed to turn it around. Okay. And then it's supposed to go on top over here. Okay, so it's supposed to go this way. Ooh. Does it hook up to that? No, it's gonna sit right here. Okay, so that those two blue pins have to go all the way through there. Okay, those are the two main things that have to get in there. Okay, they're in there, and then this blue pin has to get in over there. And we need axles to go over into holes. There we go. That blue pin snapped in there. Now what? Oh, okay, so now that whole thing is like, oh, look at that. It's moving it back and forth. For what purpose? Is that the gear changing piece? I guess we'll see. We have a gearbox, no actual way to change the gear at the moment, so okay, so it's this blue axle pin, this connector, this ball joint connection, and then the actual ball joint, and another short yellow axle. I hate that it doesn't actually stay in there. Okay, and then that is what goes. It just shows it up, and that hooks into that other joint. Now what? And, okay, it shows it going into the hole. That hole that you would think it goes into. The hole that's right beside that I-beam we just put in. And it just lines up right there. Okay. And then there's an axle, this joint, or this fidgety thing. And that, wait, we also have this. So this is supposed to go here. This red pin with the joint in it, and then this goes in to here, like that. Okay, that does turn that, so okay. And now we got the next piece of this deal. Medium red pin. Another one of these fidgety things. An I-beam. Another fidgety thing on the other side. And now we have long blue pins being put in part way through. And it needs to go. It needs to go over top of the yellow axle that is sticking up on that connection. Oh, it's going to interconnect those fidgety things that one we just put in and the one from before that's on the gear. And then push those long blue pins into those connections. Okay. Okay, yeah, it does. It is doing stuff. So if you keep doing that, it'll keep changing it. This is cool. Okay, I finished getting it together. Okay, so that has been part 7 of my Lego Ferrari Daytona SP3 build. Got started on getting this front part on, which is a lot of the functionality to actually, looks like to actually change the gears. So this little piece has been added here with all these gear changing pieces that link back to the gear changing stuff we put on, connected to the gearbox. So all that is turning, and it looks like it's got a nice gear changing function, which is pretty cool. Anyway, if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and take it easy.